Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink. It is time for some Path of Exile discussion. Today I wanted to have a very short video about a Scarab that I think is being massively underutilized. Now I'm saying it's underutilized, but that's not meaning that no one's using it. In many ways, this is one of the best kept secrets in Path of Exile at the moment, but it's not really that well kept. Lots of people know about it, but lots of people aren't using it either. I've had a number of questions as to why I'm using Cartography Scarab of the Multitude when I've got something like 1,000 maps in my stash tab. And the reason for that is not the line on this text here that says monsters which drop 300% increase maps. I don't care about that. What I care about is the first line. Area contains 8 to 12 additional packs of difficult and rewarding monsters. So let's just pretend that the map text doesn't exist and that this is just a generic juice scarab rather than something that's dedicated to increasing map drops. When grinding gear games say difficult and rewarding monsters, this is GGG speak for monsters that are exclusive to tier 17 maps. Things like the mini Brutuses, the mini Rizlathas, all those sorts of fun monsters, those are difficult and rewarding monsters. You can also get this text from another source, and that is the Invasive Adversaries cluster on the Atlas passive tree. This cluster is so good that once your character is powerful enough, you need to take it. Even if this requires you to drop down in tiers, it's worth it. It is that good. Back on Cartography Scarab of the Multitude, this allows you to dial that number of those monsters up to 11. So you can use up to 3 of these, and they're also not very rare scarabs. They're in the second most common category of scarabs. So it's something that you can easily source a lot of, and they just add a lot of generic juice. I'm a bit less sure on the next thing I'm going to say. I've not seriously tested it, but it's been my preliminary results that actually Cartography Scarab of the Multitude, because there's so many of these packs, and because these packs drop so much loot, I actually think they drop more divination cards than you would get from using Divination Scarab of Plenty in its place. This adds 3 packs, they're all magic, they're really lethal monsters, but they don't have the explosive loot increases that those tier 17 exclusive monsters have. And whilst they have 800% increased chance to drop divination cards, I don't actually think that makes up for it. I could be wrong on that, but it feels like in my experience, the better Divination Scarab is actually Cartography Scarab of the Multitude because it causes you to get so many more monsters in your map. On top of that, it's also going to cause you to get a lot more gold. Basically, this Scarab is crazy good. It's really at its best in tier 16 farming, but it's also still quite solid in 17s. And even though it's a few chaos, it's definitely worth using 3 of them on every map once you're solidly at endgame and you can afford that. Additionally, whatever you're doing, if you haven't got Invasive Adversaries spec'd, you probably want to spec that now. Anyways, that's all for this video. I told you to be a short one. May your orbs have interesting results, and I will see you around.